cluster system will be used for the voters' registration exercise. A cluster consists of 5 registration centers or polling stations in a district. In total, 6,788 clusters, made up of 5 polling stations each, will be covered. This means that all 33,367 registration centers will be covered during the registration exercise. The registration will take place simultaneously in all 16 regions of Ghana. The entire registration will be undertaken in 5 phases. Each phase will span a duration of 6 days. In effect, a registration team will spend 6 days at each of the 5 centers of the cluster, thus making 30 days for each cluster. We would have an additional 6 days which would be used for the mopping up exercise. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Commission has published the movement plan on its website and in the newspapers today. We would urge you to go onto our website and study the movement plan to enable you ascertain when the registration team would visit your registration center. Distinguished guests, it is important to emphasize at this time the transparency of our processes and to allay the fears of our stakeholders. Over the years, a number of mechanisms have been built into our processes to tighten the loose screws and to ensure transparency and accountability from the registration of voters to the declaration of results. For the purposes of this exercise, I'll focus on the transparency embedded into our registration process. Indeed, before the Electoral Commission commences any registration process, it has to provide all registered political parties with a 21 days notice of its intention to compile or update the register. This is to afford political parties the opportunity to train and assign agents to the various registration centers. The agents of the political parties remain at the registration centers from the start of the process to the end. At the beginning of each day, the Electoral Commission officer starts the machine or kits in the presence of political party agents. The kits show the date, time, and a record of the number of persons who have registered. In all cases, at the start of the day, that number is 0. At the end of each day, the kit generates a printout that gives the total number of persons who have been registered in a day. Each political party is given a copy of the printout. The Electoral Commission forwards the same copy to its database. Additionally, political parties may on their own record the number of persons who are registered per day. This enables them to confirm their own records against the printout from the Electoral Commission. Indeed, any party with this information can set up its own system to track and record the number of applicants who have been registered across the nation on a daily basis. It is important to note that the entire registration process is also monitored by various observer groups. And this year we've seen a good number of observer groups who have shown interest in monitoring the process. We believe this will further strengthen our processes. Distinguished citizens, as a commission which believes in law and order, peace and stability, we have engaged regularly with the security agencies through the mechanism of the Election Security Task Force. We are confident that our early and regular engagements will yield positive gains and cause us to witness a peaceful and violence-free exercise. On our part, we call on all Ghanaians to work with us to ensure a peaceful registration exercise.